Steve Trujillo. In the blue corner, from Raton, New Mexico, Antonio Cordova.
So here we go, 90-pound division. Steve Trujillo representing Henry's Boxing Club taking on Antonio Cordova from Raton, New Mexico. Amateur boxing, 90-pound kids here. We're going to have some fun. The referee waiting for things to get underway. And he checks with the judges, makes sure everyone's ready to go. And there's the bell. Round one is underway. Oh! Antonio Cordova comes out to touch gloves and Steve Trujillo meets him with a shot. So here we go, 90-pounders. Antonio Cordova in the red, Steve Trujillo in the blue shirt. Steve representing Henry's Boxing Club. And he's no nonsense. He got in there and got right to work, and Antonio Cordova now answering back. Steve Trujillo being a little bit aggressive here. And Cordova answering back. He seems to be keeping his chin up in the air there, leaning back a little bit, but so far so good. Trujillo continuing to put the pressure on him. Both guys working with their hands, punches in bunches, I should say. And there you see a good little right hand slipping in from Cordova. Steve Trujillo and Antonio Cordova here on the 8-Count Boxing Hour. Thanks for joining us today for some amateur boxing. We'll have some professional boxing coming up a little later on in the show, but right now it's amateurs. Trujillo and Cordova, a couple of New Mexico kids going at it here in the 90-pound division. And that ends the first round. Good close round. Could have gone either way. I think Steve Trujillo was a little bit aggressive, a little more aggressive, and maybe a little higher volume of punches thrown. But Antonio Cordova with some good counter punching. There we're looking into the corner of Steve Trujillo. Henry Anaya Sr. working his corner from Henry's Boxing in Albuquerque, New Mexico. A great program. Doing some great things for the kids of Albuquerque. Henry Anaya, quite a man. Good crowd here enjoying some amateur boxing today. The gym is pretty packed here. We got a pretty darn good crowd. I'm surprised at the turnout for this show. We're about ready to get underway with round two. Dan Cisneros at ringside, bringing you the boxing action of the Duke City. And right now it's round two. These 90-pound amateurs, and here they go, right where they left off. And now you see Antonio, oh, and Cordova lands two good, hard, straight right hands to Steve Trujillo. Trujillo takes them well and keeps coming back. So the guys, oh, and there's another right hand from Antonio Cordova. That right hand is starting to score on Steve Trujillo. Trujillo needs to slip a little bit more. He's just kind of wading in and punching. Counting on that strength. There you see him with some uppercuts as his left hand was kind of hooked, and then he gets a warning from the referee for holding with that left hand, but he was working with the other hand. And now you see Trujillo landing a good straight left jab. Cordova trying to reach in. And now you see him ducking his head and working on the body of Steve Trujillo. Good work from these two kids. 90-pounders. Short rounds here in the junior division. And again, you see Steve Trujillo taking the role of the aggressor. You'll see Antonio Cordova seems to be hanging back on the ropes a little bit more. Trujillo now working, pushing back, and that ends round two. Steve Trujillo was kind of using his weight, pushing on Antonio Cordova, keeping him back against the ropes.
Anyone owning a blue cutlass.
We'll see how that plays in the minds of the three judges at ringside.
If you can please move your cars so another car can get out. The blue cutlass, license plate number HNF645.
We'd like to thank everyone for joining us here on the E-Count Boxing Hour. More good action for you coming up. We've got some professional boxing coming up later in the show. But right now it's the amateurs. We're having a good time here. The crowd is buzzing. Steve Trujillo and Antonio Cordova putting on a good one. Cordova traveling down from Raton, New Mexico. And there's the whistle for seconds out. We're ready to start the third and final round of this one. Round 3 underway. Watching the 8-Count Boxing Hour, and there we go. Both guys exchanging. And you can see Antonio Cordova is determined to work with that right hand to the body, and now both guys are landing some left hands. Again, Antonio Cordova working with that right hand to the body. Steve Trujillo continues to move forward, always pressing forward, and Antonio Cordova trying to catch him. Coming in, there's a right, and a left hand from Trujillo, answered by a right hand, and now Trujillo scores back and forth action. Two aggressive and strong little boxers here. Again, Steve Trujillo being the aggressor, pushing back on Antonio Cordova, who's willing to fall back into the ropes. He gets caught with the right hand there. And there's a left hand from Trujillo. Antonio Cordova from Raton seems content to lay back, to let himself be pushed back, but he does answer with punches. And there's a point for holding deducted from Antonio Cordova. So that may hurt him in the scoring here. And now Trujillo comes forward and lands a left at the bell. So this one's going to go to the decision of the judges. This is going to be a close decision. I kind of like the work Steve Trujillo did, but Antonio Cordova did land some big shots here. We'll see as we go up to the judges and get the decision on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. In the blue corner,